He's just 46 years old. Leave him alone, they said. Yep, the big 4-6. That's a big 10-4. Good buddy. Turned 46. Got my MRI results for my right hand. And it's all Chinese to me, you know, bone marrow and this and that. But the doctor had maybe her front desk person call me and said, hey, look, it's it'll just heal. You know, it just needs time to heal. Didn't see anything tore, you know, that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, that's good. And that's what I kind of figured, you know, just so swole up. I mean, I can't bend my thumb when it's freaking swollen. And, you know, good news. My mom's like, you got to get an MRI. Just get an MRI. And I ended up hurting my damn ribs sitting in the MRI machine, stretched out in a weird position and put my hand above me. So for the next 3 days after that, my freaking ribs were hurting in a new area. But whatever. So I'm still healing. Everything's good. And Cliff High. It's either going to be Cliff High and his guys with this wave theory thing on crypto, or JSNP4 in his dreamscape. One of us is eating shit. You eat little pieces of shit for breakfast? No. One of us is going to eat shit. And my Magic 8 Ball says it ain't going to be me. Actually, I didn't check the Magic 8 Ball. I just made that up. But I walk the walk and I talk the talk. If I told you I put most of my main cryptos into Bitcoin at 26K, rode it to 38, sold it, 36% profit. And like I said, I knew what happened. It would go a little higher because that's usually what happens when Spirit gives me a number like that. But, I mean, you got to remember, I was getting ready to sell my Theta way back, you know, like last year or whatever. And I was like, well, I know it's going down. I know it's going to crash. I just know it. I know it. The whole thing's going down. I'm just going to get out now at $1.19. And of course, it went down to 56 cents on the low, by the way, after that, through the FTX thing. But I decided, and this was like back in July, I think, or so, of 22. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm unstaking tonight. I'm selling the rest of my Theta, getting rid of it. And I had a nice little chunk, so I did. Unstaked it, and then that night I get a dream. Watching myself sell it at $1.50 in the dream. Done. Wake up. Oh, wow. Thanks, Spirit. Spirit's telling me sell it at $1.50. That's 25% more money I'm going to get. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Told everybody on Patreon, here's what I'm doing. So orders are set for $1.48 and $1.49, I think is where I set my orders. And meanwhile, like, it didn't take that long to fill, but while we were waiting, I get this other dream. And it's Entheos on Truth Social, and he posts, buy Shiba. Again, this is in the dream, a new dream. Buy Shiba. And it was like happy face, fireworks, rocket ship. That was the post. I wake up and I go, son of a bitch. I got another trade while we're waiting on this other trade. So I go into Patreon. Hey, guys. I don't know what the price is, but this is the weirdest thing. Entheos is in my freaking dream posting about buying Shiba. It's like it's going to go up real good. But there was no price target. So I go, we just got to watch this one. So I said, what I'm going to do is when Theta hits $1.50, I'm going to look and see what Shiba is. Because if Shiba is up pretty good at that point, I'll probably just sell it at the same time. You know, but if it's not, I mean, we have to, you know, try to figure out what the heck this rocket ship is going to be, you know. So anyways, that was my plan, and that's exactly what happened. My orders triggered $1.48, $1.49 for Theta. I think I waited a day or two, if I recall, and said, you know, I'm not going to sell just yet of the Shiba. It was up around 20%, and my Theta was 25%. So I'm going, well, I mean, that's still a good profit. Jesus, 20% on one, 25 on the other. I'm done. I think I'm just going to do it. So a couple days later, I pull the trigger, get my 20%. Had I waited another, I think 2, maybe 3 days, it would have been 40, Well, it did ultimately 50%, but I would have probably caught the very top. But had I wait again another 2 to 3 days, it would have hit 50% profit. So again, there was the rocket ship thing, the Entheos post, and then if you look back at the chart, both Theta and Shiba, and probably other coins, they haven't come back to those prices since then. And Cliff High is certain in his mind with these E-Wave guys or whatever they call them that we're just going to skyrocket. Now, having said that, I have a bag and have had a bag and never changed this. I told everybody from the whole time I've been waiting doing these trades, I've got Matic and I've got XPRT, and I'm not touching either of those two. They're just going to sit there. So if we do get into some kind of crazy rally, in my dream, all of a sudden, hey guys, I'm sorry, the ice cream cone thing, I don't know what the hell's up with that, but obviously we skyrocketed and it didn't crash. I'm sorry. If that has to happen, I do at least have some little bit of skin in the game. You know what I mean? And it's just sitting over there. So I'm fine with that. But my big bet, my majority, the bulk, it all went into Bitcoin, did the trade, and now I'm sitting on the side with some stable coin, waiting for the big crash that I believe is coming because of that part of that dream, 38K, then ice cream cone, gigantic ice cream cone. Lick your ice cream. And that to me says this isn't just a quick trade for you. Like, you better get your shit in order because it's going to be a big, brutal drop, and you better capture it. It may be fast, and maybe then all of a sudden we turn around and recover and it goes way up. But I'm just saying what I was shown was the sequence. The next thing is a big drop. Not a small one. I didn't take what I saw as a small drop. I took it as, okay, this is going to be a big one. So I've got orders waiting on XRP in particular near 20 cents. Okay. And of course, this is all information we've talked about plenty of times. Now that all this stuff has happened, that's like, okay, I can tell everybody what I did and, publicly speaking. Once Bitcoin hit 38, I don't need to keep that quiet anymore. Hey, Patreon knew about this months ago because we jumped in on this trade. Now that it's 38, I can tell everybody on YouTube, hey guys, by the way, our orders just triggered, sold. So anyways, I'm a year older. You hit that 40 and you're like, oh man, that's a big number, 40. Ugh. Now I'm 46, and it's like, oh my God, 4 more years I'll be the 50. And I've got a 3-year-old about to be 4, practically 4. And I'm like, okay, I'm 46, he's 4. 10 more years would be 56, he'll be 14. Oh, I'll be 56 and he's 14. Jeez. What the But Julianne was giving me a reading a little while ago. The other day I told y'all about. Your boy, your wee seedling, when he's around 12, you and him in the mountains searching, finding stuff, exploring. You're basically like a divining rod in your hand. You're one of them and he's the other one. And when you two are together out there, but it's going to be around the time he hits puberty, these things will develop for him. These abilities, if you will. So father and son. Captain Caveman and son. Steven's like, bro, was that Captain Caveman you did the other day when you said and son? Yes, it was. Way back in the day. Cartoons. Back when Hanna-Barbera, who did a bunch of those cartoons, the Wile E. Coyote and all that stuff, and I think the Flintstones, and again, you go back and watch those things, any of them, just turn it on, because you can get them on TV now, you can find them. There's no effing agenda. There's no queer stuff, gay stuff, lesbian stuff, trans stuff, none of it. LGBTQ, the whole thing. None of it. There's no secret New World Order crap. It's just good old-fashioned cartoons. And you turn crap on today, and there's a fucking agenda in everything. Even effing Paw Patrol, which all the little boys love. Paw Patrol, will be there on the double. Paw Patrol, whenever you're in trouble. There's this chick, pardon me, I think it's a chick. I don't know, because it's a cartoon, and I'm not sure if they're identifying it as something else, but I think I read online It's a she, but it has a he name, and I mean, come on. It's just unbelievable. So on that note, just want to tell you, final MRI of my hand. My body already did it, when I got in the accident, the plane crash. Everything was okay except for some damaged soft stuff, that's going to just heal on its own. And, the muscles and all that stuff. And my hand still was kind of jacked for a while. It was really swollen. And even now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, maybe closer to the pinky side, that second knuckle in, that ring finger. You can kind of tell there's no real knuckle there right now. So it's still swollen, my thumb, and I can move it and wiggle it, but I can only wiggle it a little bit. So it's just coming back. And that she called me today. Hey, yeah, just we can prescribe you some stuff to, for us, like swelling and that. I'm like, no, I'd rather just leave it be and just let it go. If my body is swollen anywhere, and that's its natural reaction, and it is getting a little less swollen here and there, and I can see it. So I'm making progress. If my body says you need to be swollen for this long, I think I'm just going to let it be swollen. I don't want to be taking stuff to keep the swelling down. You know what I mean? Like, no, let's just let it go. Like the inflammation or whatever, I think she said. So, we'll just leave it. So we went over to SeaWorld today, family day, SeaWorld. Traffic, yes, was not real good, but it wasn't actually terrible. Went to Kobe Steakhouse after that, just for fun. Family day, let's go, let's do it. They sang me happy birthday, and even in Japanese they sang it. And I got me a little cupcake with a little candle. And Evelyn is sitting next to Ian, and she has a necklace on with her crucifix. I heard that was her grandma's. And she goes, Ian, this is my grandma's crucifix. He goes, no, that's not. That's Jesus's. Take care.